What's up guys, it's Bree. So I am out today filming and I am going to be driving past all the houses I lived in the past 10 years. So yeah, and I'm in cosplay because I don't want anyone in any of my old neighborhoods to recognize me. So enjoy! Bye! So I got inspired to do this vlog because over the summer I was applying for full-time jobs, and there was one particular job that on the application asked to have me put all the addresses that I lived on in the past 10 years. So I tried to think of all the homes that I could remember living in because since I was 18 I moved around a lot. Right now I am in the neighborhood that I grew up in, and it's a nice suburban quiet neighborhood, and I lived in this house, let's see, I think I was about 5 years old when I moved into this particular house with my mom and my dad. And we moved into this house right before I started kindergarten, and we lived within walking distance of the school. So yeah. I picked a very beautiful day to make this vlog. We have been getting very cold weather lately, but today it is 65 degrees and sunny. Beautiful fall day. Also, my boyfriend Jackson and I are looking for our own house too, which I'm really excited about. I should probably put my mask on so no one recognizes me. Gosh, it is so weird being back on my old street. Like, I don't think I remember seeing this much grass. Like, I remember like this whole like neighborhood having brown lawns. Like, what the heck? There's the old house. That's the house that I grew up in. Check out that new door. Okay, new door, new mailbox. Doesn't appear anyone's home right now. Can't really make out what that yard sign says, but wow, the house is looking good. House looks good, but that does not mean I want to move back in. Sometimes change is a good thing. Alright, so I just drove past my first childhood home. Yeah, they redid the door and it looks so nice, and yeah, but that does not mean I want to move back into that house. So yeah, I went through a lot in that house. Moved in when I was 5 before I started kindergarten. Moved into that house with my mom and my dad, and then a year later they split up, but honestly it's for the best. Some people are just so not meant to be together. After that, I lived there up until I was 18. And yeah, I basically would just, you know, go to school and then go back to that house every day. And let's see, that's the house where I spent the night of the blackout with my mom's side of the family. Like, I just remember all my aunts and uncles being at the house and everyone just cracking jokes. And then there was the great trampoline incident of 2002 when my aunt and uncle and a couple of their friends were on my trampoline in the backyard, and I was so mad that they were on it because they weren't allowed on it. That was my trampoline. And then my uncle's pants fell down and he dropped a cigarette on the trampoline and it made a cigarette hole, and I was so mad, like, oh. And so yeah, and then my mom married my stepdad, and then he moved in, and then they had a couple kids, which wasn't okay because I had total only child syndrome. But yeah, that was both at my mom's house and my dad's house. I was like so mad about the fact that there were other kids in the house besides me. But I can joke about that now because I love all my siblings very much. I'm going to drive to the house where I spent weekends at after my parents split up. I would be at my mom's house Monday through Friday and then my dad's house on weekends. So I think the hardest thing about living in 2 different houses growing up was always wondering, where do I belong? Like, I never really felt like I was wanted at my mom's house or my dad's house. Like, I always felt like I was just there. Like, I always felt like my parents loved their significant others and their other kids more than they loved me. So I feel like any child of divorce would understand that. I really hope this camera's still rolling right now. I'm not sure which button I pressed. Yeah, it is seriously such a beautiful day. It was supposed to be like the high of 65, but right now it's like 70 degrees. I love this house. Isn't it beautiful? It's a nice ranch house with a garage attached, big tree in the yard. And according to the pictures I saw on the realtor apps, the back porch is entirely redone, and yeah, I want this house. This house in particular is one that I absolutely love. It was probably the nicest house that I lived in. Not the fondest memories there. That's where my depression started when I was 12. But I love the house, and I still love the house to this day. There's another house that I lived in. Maybe my memory's bad, but I swear this house was an ugly yellow when I lived there. Alright, gotta go. I was grounded a lot at both my mom's house and my dad's house. I had anger management issues. I really wanted to express my anger like in the most physical way possible, but since I wasn't allowed to do that, that's when I turned to MySpace. And I used to always like post, you know, stupid shit like, if you don't like my attitude, call 1-800-DAMN-YOU. And I thought that shit was funny, but I guess none of my parents thought it was funny. So yeah, I was not only grounded because of that, but also because I was a mean big sister. I also didn't do so well in school. So flash forward years later, my mom and my siblings went to New York, and I stayed here for school. And so I moved in with my dad and my stepmom. So after I got kicked out, my aunt and her 4 kids were wonderful enough to take me in. So let's go see that house. All right, so here's the old house. I almost didn't recognize it, even drove past it. And I hear a dog barking, so I better get the out of here. Ha! Look at that! After spending 18 years in one house, I was happy to get out of there. Because, you know, change is a good thing. And let's see, age 5 to age 18, that's what, 13 years? Yeah, so 13 years I lived in that house. I've battled with depression, I've battled with anxiety and anger management problems, and my parents even put me in counseling, like family counseling, anger management counseling, grief counseling. After spending all those years in that one house, and then a short time in the ranch house, and then the brown house that used to be yellow. Well, after I was kicked out of the brown house, my wonderful aunt and her 4 children took me in. And, you know, it was great at first because I'm very close with them. But, you know, living with kids is a lot. And I'm not great with kids, I can admit that. So I only lasted at my aunt's house for like 3 months, and then I was just like, all right, bye. So yeah, I was dating this guy at the time. Biggest mistake of my life, that's all I'm gonna say. And so then after I moved out of my aunt's house, I moved in with him and his family. And my God, that was the worst 6 months of my life. That's all I'm going to say. So then it was time for me to find my own place. And so I lived in an apartment for 3.5 years, and here I am. Here's the place. And when I was driving down the street, like, I couldn't believe it. They finally fixed those damn potholes in the street. So, yay! And yeah, this place is actually really nice, on the outside at least. Like, look at all these trees. I lived in that apartment for 3.5 years, and then I moved to Queens, New York, spent a year in New York, and that was enough for me. And I'm happy to be home now. And speaking of home, that's where I'm going now because I have to pee, and home is the only place where you can trust your toilet seat. So, bye! guys, Editing Bree here. So filming today's vlog was interesting. I didn't feel any love or hate or nostalgia while filming all my former homes that never felt like home. It's like what Taylor Swift said on the first track of her Lover album. It isn't love, it isn't hate, it's just indifference. And all I've dreamed about since I was 12 years old was having my own beautiful ranch house with my future husband and our 2 dogs. And that's a goal that I'm working on now and am very much looking forward to achieving. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye!